Say, I think the biggest event here in this situation, like after it, is one of the most known rites of passage that I would say towards civic duty and adulthood. That day yesterday was the first day I called 911 and the Upland Police Department. The day that I first got involved, the very first time in my life with a police over a stolen bike. And obviously, I'm a star witness to everything that happened then. It's the first time that I'm involved in an actual police incident and that my bike got stolen. I think this was sort of its own crucible of its own stuff, and a lot of things went bad. My parents forced me to explain an entirely complex situation that could have been a crime ring while I was in shock. Criticized me because I even walked down to the Upland Police Department telling me to stay put. And in those 40 minutes, that usually was a 1 hour, 30-minute walk, I ran and walked down there like its own crucible, like its own passage. There was regret. There was also thoughts that I should just stay put and wait for my parents despite the lingering debt. But I knew that staying complicit was bad anyway. If I'd stayed put in that Walmart, some bad things could have happened. But I still made it, even as my phone was dying, even as my mind was telling me to stop, and even as my own sister criticized me that the police ain't gonna do much. But eventually, I made it. I insisted on pressing charges. I insisted on filing a police report though my phone was dead. And it shows the internal compass of the person, I'd say, beyond the crowd, which is beyond a push through the fatigue. Run to the station or follow one's parents or follow the crowd and just wait. But I knew I could not follow my parents' advice because it is pretty much unsafe. I refused to let the criminal act go unchallenged because it might have been complicit anyway. And in one way, it's its own badge of honor because to spend those 40 minutes walking and running, even as parents are criticizing, stay in that same place, even as one's own parents and even the environment is making you tired. Still did it, and ultimately, I stood up for civic duty over what the family said. And that itself is what I call its own rite of passage in its own metaphor. Now that I'm involved in what could be a real police investigation, now that I hold footage, hold a recount that I have, and once that's turned in, wheels of justice will take over for after this. The character that's forged, I'd say, that was just solidified right there. All of this occurred at 1440 E Foothill Boulevard. Do not go there, guys, if you are cycling there or want to shop there via a bike or anything that's a non-car vehicle. Crime happens anywhere, but Montclair and Upland are always the suspicious places to go to in California. All in all, beyond the metaphor here, I'm believing that either those boys were selling chocolate as a guise in that same Walmart, they're part of an organized crime ring to steal bikes, and they're using the idea of selling chocolate as a guise to stay in and order at a local Walmart and then use a local person to steal those bikes and public merchandise. Or they're using advantage just because my stuff got sold out. But their story is totally confusing. Thankfully, I got all that on camera. And it also acts as another silent reminder. I really do need to get a job, not to replace that $1,000. Because I really need to start modernizing my own life as much. Like using offers, for example, from receipts. Or finding ways to get paid money. And also learn to drive and do all the teen stuff there. I can either choose to enjoy these last 2 years unemployed and keep doing my life as it is, and explore out, or maybe structure it and include a job and start spending on it. Because ultimately, my family is one viewpoint. I'm one viewpoint. I'm curious to how other viewpoints are. I would call it a badge of its own. Badge of honor for civic duty and its own crucible that I would not want to go and do again.